Hey, this is Skylar from themixingprocess.com, and in today's video, I want to talk about a concept of mixing in high fader resolution. This is a concept that's really only applicable in live sound rather than studio sound, but many times when I'm watching a new mixer work, in an effort to balance the signals and the volume go into the PA in a wide range of dynamics of signal, whether that's, a live drum kit or a synth or a vocal or something like that. A lot of times they have very different levels of volume going to the PA. So in an effort to balance all of this, a new mixer will have some faders turned really, really far down and others turned really, really high up. And there's a big difference in there. And this is kind of a problem because faders are not actually linear. So let me kind of lay this out for you and explain how this works and why we want to make sure we're mixing in high resolution. All right, so as you can see, if I were to make a 1 centimeter change on this fader, that would probably equal about 5 or 6 dB of change in either direction there. But if I were to take this same fader, move it all the way down here, and then make the same increment of change, that would actually equal maybe 10 or 15 dB of change in volume. So that's what I mean by mixing in high fader resolution. This area up here is in high resolution because we can make small changes and those small changes actually have meaning. Versus down here, if we make those same small changes, we're actually making huge changes to the volume, and that's not what we want. We want to mix in high fader resolution up in here. So that leads us to this signal path here. Optimally, if we have this preamp, we're going to use that gain in the preamp to set gain structure here. If we're doing that correctly, the meter will show that we're setting our signal about line level here. Then it'll go to the individual channel. And in that channel, let's just say we've got a group of drums here and we're working on the kick drum. Well, we gain the kick drum up to line level where it needs to be, but then let's say it's way too loud up here. So at first, a lot of people's tendency would be to take this fader and drop it maybe 10, 20 dB until the volume is right, go into the master and eventually to the PA. Well, the problem with that is that, like we talked about here, we're working in low fader resolution down here. So we want to make sure that we're at +8, -8 range would be high resolution on this fader. So we keep it there, that's great, but it's still too loud going to the master. So how do we fix that? We need a way of doing volume management in such a way that we can still keep good high mixing resolution, but then also still have volume control as well. The other place that people are tempted to turn it down is the preamp as well. So if you turn this down, this would be able to be higher. Again, the issue with this is that by turning this down, we are de-optimizing the signal and it's not going to be at line level. So we don't want to do it here. We also don't want to do it here for those reasons. So what can we do? Well, the solution here is actually to employ a group. So by setting up a group, we're diverting that signal. It goes straight from the individual channel, goes to that group, and then we can turn it down on this group. And that way, the volume is managed before it gets to the master, and also we can mix the individual channels in high fader resolution. So with a group, let's just say we've got a set of 8 to 10 drum tracks or so. I can assign all of my drums to a group and label that group drums, and then all of my guitars to a group, and keys to a group, and synths to a group. And you can use groups to categorize all of your different channels. Use that fader to make the dramatic big changes in volume in order to get a good balance, and then it will all go to the master. Then, like I said, we've got the best of all worlds. We can mix the individual channels in high fader resolution. They can all be organized in their own groups and subgroups. the volume management can be taken care of at this step, and then it all goes to the master and can be balanced out and ready to go there. I hope this explanation was kind of helpful for you, just to explain a concept that maybe you've heard of before but really didn't know how to apply and all the different details to it. So if you're new to this mixing process, if you're trying to figure out how to use your plugins, your EQs and compression and set your gain and how to mix even a song start to finish, I have a guide on my website, themixingprocess.com. The guide is called the 7-Step Mix. It's completely free. You can download it today. And in this guide, it'll walk you through the 7 steps that I take in every mix that I do. And it'll walk you through all of those fundamental principles of mixing so that you don't miss any of those important steps. It kind of gives you a roadmap. So again, it's completely free on my website, themixingprocess.com. You can go pick it up today. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you.